What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. Before we get into the video, I've got a little announcement I want to make. It's a little bit of an inside joke. Rosebud. And now that I've said that, we can get on with our bad selves. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. We're at about $2,600 here for Ethereum. Let me fix this real quick. Let's get that. There we go. That's good. $2,600 here for Ethereum. If we take our relative low to our relative high that we just had with that big drop of a day that happened, that scariff tariff Monday that we had, low to high here, we've pulled back to the 382. We've gone just below it, in fact, hit the 236. Most of the time in this kind of scenario, I would expect that you go to the golden ratio. So let's call for that. Let's call for Ethereum to go to its golden ratio relative to this here at about $2,420 to $2,365. Somewhere in this zone is what I would think we go to. Invalidate that idea the way that you invalidate the notion of us going this low or lower. Get above the 236, stay above the 236, and ultimately progress higher, right? If we can get above $2,720 on a 4-hour closing basis, or anything that's more significant than that, a multi 4-hour closing basis, if not a daily time frame or higher, 2,720, that would suggest to me that we are not going to 2420. We're not going to 2365. We're not going to that range, but instead we're looking for an overall retracement of this move here, of this consolidation phase here, and probably looking to break out. So really, I think it's time to start getting excited for new all-time highs, or at least new cycle highs for Ethereum. Prices that are above $4,000. It might be time to start getting excited when we're back above 2720. That's kind of nice, right? We're at 2,600 now. It's the little details, man. It might not, obviously, we get above 2720. That doesn't mean that, boom, overnight we're here. But that likely, what it implicates is bigger than what's going to go on in the shortcomings, right? You break above 2720, right? It's 2720. Yeah, 2720. That just implies that this is the low, that you're moving higher, that you're getting prepared to break out above this high. And if that's what's happening, I mean, you're likely not going to stop until you see new all-time highs, right? This implicates things well beyond the prices that we're at now. The next target area for Ethereum is 7,700, right? $7,752. When you break out of this range here, you break above the 886 of this high to low, last cycle's bull cycle high to the bear market low. Whenever you break above that 886, very, very fast, in a very short amount of time, you'll see the 1272 to the 1618 area, something between $14,000 to $7,750. Now, I will say, because this was a very large fib from your bull cycle high to your bear cycle low, it's a very large range there. I will say that it's not likely that this breakout move, at least immediately, takes you to 14K. Inevitably, I assume that we will go to 14K. I think it'll happen, but at that rate, even drawing it like this, that would put us, in October, September of this year. So that's a ways away. I would think by the end of March, we would likely be somewhere around this area, if not even above it, $7,700. We're at $2,600 right now. So for Ethereum, that's immaculate growth. We're right on the cusp of doing this, you guys. We're consolidating between the 886 and the 0.5, and then the 886 and the 618. We're getting productive. We're getting higher lows with a flat top. That is a accumulation phase, or a bullish consolidation phase known as a ascending triangle. Okay. It's a very positive look. And when we break out of this, I don't know about you guys, but we've been in this since March of 2024. I don't think that we're going to stop right here, right? If we break out of this, I don't think we're going to stop right above it. We're likely going to see a nice kind of breakout move. And with that, right, if we're breaking out of this zone here, we likely see new all-time highs. With that, we likely don't stop anywhere near here, but we go to that next target area, which really is 77.52. And that could ignite a whole slew of things. Beyond just Ethereum, this could be really good for crypto, because Ethereum's the #2 market cap in all of crypto. So whenever this goes up at rates such as this, you could expect to see the Bitcoin dominance tank, and then altcoins really start to rally. Altcoins do their best when the dominance is tanking, and I mean that, to be fair, I feel like that's obvious. Altcoins will the only way for them to do their best is for the dominance to tank. It's like a direct reaction, right? It's like, in order for you to breathe, you have to take in oxygen. You have to exhale CO2. In order for altcoins to rally, the Bitcoin dominance has to go down. Does that make sense? Of course it does. If not, Bitcoin's just outperforming altcoins, and regardless of how hard altcoins are rallying, if Bitcoin's rallying harder, why would you want to hold altcoins, right? But likely what this does is that if Ethereum moves up, most cryptos, or at least most significant crypto projects, are made with Ethereum. They're ERC20 tokens. If Ethereum moves up, all the little baby ducks are going to follow suit. This could be really good for crypto as a whole, you guys. And it all starts at 2720. It all starts from this high to low here, or no, I'm sorry, not this high to low, this low to high. Right? Isn't it 2720? Maybe it was that high to low. My bad. Maybe I'm getting it all confused. High to low here. Right? Because then you're getting above. No. What? Where was it? What? Let me get on the daily time frame. What? Oh, that's right. Right. It was this. Okay. 2720. It all starts here from the low, the most recent low we had, to the most recent high we had of that little scariff tariff Monday. That's right, yes. Getting above the 236 here at 2,720 would prevent us from going to the golden ratio. Even if we go to the golden ratio at 2420 to 2365 and we come back up, that line is still just as significant. We break above that, we're done going lower, we're proceeding with going higher. And everything that we just talked about for like the last 5 minutes is what that would implicate. Very bullish stuff. Looking at the daily RSI here, you are in a downtrend. Okay, looking at the daily RSI, you've got lower highs, you've got lower lows. It seems as though we might come up and find some lower highs. Who knows? We could be in this trend a little bit lower. You know, we could go lower, but oftentimes these trends do end once you hit the oversold zone. Now, what I mean by that does not mean that just because you're in a downtrend and you hit the oversold zone, then now it's over, right? You've hit the oversold zone, you're coming to the end, but it doesn't mean that you're at the end. You could still go a little bit lower into this oversold zone. It could happen. So just be aware of that. This is just more of an indication, especially in combination with the downtrend here. It's more of an indication that we don't have too much longer to go, right? Just like here, you have this uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. Once you got into the overbought zone, right? You tipped it here, kind of, but once you like really got into it there, right? Just like you tipped it here, not really anything to consider, but once you really got into it, I think it's more to consider, less so than this even, but once you really got into it, that was the signal that you weren't done, but you were close to done, and then we started our downtrend there. So I'm just saying, if we go lower with Ethereum, it's not by much. We're very near our lows. On the fibs, it would make sense that we go a little bit lower, but if you want to disprove that, if you want to disprove or negate the chances, the possibility that we go down to about 2420, 2365, then just get above 2720. Looking at the weekly RSI, it would also stand to reason that we could go a little bit lower. Why? Because we found support right here at about 34.1 on the weekly RSI. We found support right here. We have found support a little bit higher right there, right? We're kind of in that similar area, but still a little bit lower would be fine. We have 4 days and 21 hours left in the week, giving more leeway to the idea that we do go lower, right? We could close just, you know, a couple $100 lower. That's all it would take, just a little bit lower for the RSI. That makes sense to me. We are getting overbought. We're even tipping the overbought zone, but we're not getting oversold. So I think that's a very bullish kind of situation to be in. Most of our time in the RSI is above the 50, rather not below the 50. So we're definitely cocked and loaded and ready to go to the upside, but it just takes a proper bounce from this area to suggest that we're ready to break out of this range. So all we're waiting on is prices that are, I mean, technically something above 2720 would start to get us excited. The real number to get excited would be about $3,800, and once we're above there, guys, the only number that you should focus on is about, you know, $6,100, if not $7,750, something around there. Potentially even higher targets than that. I don't have anything else that I want to say. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Weekly ribbon looks pretty good. I would expect that you bounce here soon. Yeah, get back above, getting above $3,000 will be nice on the weekly ribbon aspect. 3-day time frame just crossed down, but you've been disrespecting the hell out of it. I'm not worried about the last time that you crossed down, you'd found your low already. By the time you crossed up here, you're about halfway through your move, and that's kind of a better signal than what the cross down was, but you disrespected it. I'm not going to assume that a cross means anything. Daily price, we want to see you get it back above about $3,000 as well. So all kinds of levels of significance. 2720 is your first area to get excited about. 3,000 is the next one, and then 3,800. That's the final gatekeeper, keeping you away from $7,750. And I think not only will you get there by the end of March, but you're going to go to a lot higher prices by the end of this cycle. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.